The United States effed around and found out. Rare Earth Edition. This is your favorite half Chinese. First, let's listen to victim blaming Bessent.
As far as the situation with China, Maria, this is China versus the rest of the world.
No, it's not.
They announced these export controls that are going to go into effect next month, and we have aggressively pushed back against them. We're not sure where this came from, why.
Before I go any further, please smash that like right now, subscribe, and also comment your thoughts below. Thank you. That is what we are going to discuss, where it came from. A while ago already there was an export control. Probably some companies were still doing what they were not supposed to be doing. So China stepped in. And this is not China versus the rest of the world. Because if you want to make normal appliances that does not take lives of other people or do not have a dual usage, then it's perfectly fine. China says it's fine. But if you are going to use it to make weapons to take the lives of other people like the United States does, then China says we're not going to do that anymore. That is nothing what we are interested in, because China is world peace loving. And the horrors of the United States need to stop. So let's see what China really had to say. This is from the Room of Commerce, and let's look at what they have to say. Ministry of Commerce spokesperson remarks on strengthening export control of rare earth related items. See, strengthening export control. It means there was already, right? We have noted that the Ministry of Commerce issued 2 announcements on the morning of October 9 on strengthening export controls on rare earth related items. Could you please give a message to the speaker? Well, this person gives an answer, and it says, with the approval of the State Council of China on October 9, the Ministry of Commerce announced number 61/2025 in accordance with the export control law of the People's Republic of China and the regulations of the People's Republic of China on the export control of dual-use items. On October 9, with the approval of the State Council of China, the Ministry of Commerce issued announcement number 61 of 2025 to implement export control of some overseas rare earth related items containing Chinese ingredients. Now, the key word here is some. What some means, that means not all. So again, it is not China against the world. It is China fighting for peace. And we will find out why that is. Rare earth related items have dual use attributes, and it is international practice to implement export controls. In April this year, the Chinese government imposed export controls on the export of rare earth items by Chinese organizations and individuals. The relevant rare earth technology was also included in the China Export Prohibition and Export Restriction Technology Catalog in 2001. For some time, some overseas organizations and individuals have transferred and reprocessed rare earth control items originating in China to relevant organizations and individuals directly or indirectly in sensitive areas such as military, causing significant damage or potential threats to China's national security and interest, adversely affecting international peace and stability, and also undermining international efforts on non-proliferation. So this is extremely important, right? So what they're saying is that there were companies, most likely outside of China, that were using it and were not abiding by the rules restricting those rare earth things. So it also went to the military complex. Now you have to understand that the United States declared China to be their enemy and has China surrounded with about 400 military bases. So therefore, it is causing significant damage or potential threats to China's national security and interest, and adversely affecting international peace and stability, and also undermining international efforts on non-proliferation. Right, so it is, let's see what they mean with non-proliferation. AI says non-proliferation obligations are commitments under the international treaties, primarily the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons, to prevent the spread of nuclear weapons. These obligations require states without nuclear weapons to not acquire them, and for states with nuclear weapons to not transfer them to other countries. The obligations also include a commitment to pursue nuclear disarmament and a guarantee for the peaceful use of nuclear energy, with safeguards to ensure it is not diverted for weapons development. And that is exactly what they are talking about right here. So no, it is not China against the world. It is China for world peace. And this is something that the United States hates with a passion, because the United States is thriving on making the world a really bad place with their endless taste for wars. So let's see. I found this other article. This is also from China. I already had it translated, and it's very interesting. It says China has not completely banned the export of rare earths to the United States, but has implemented precise export controls on some key medium heavy rare earths and related items. This policy adjustment reflects both China's voice in strategic resources and the complexity of the current international game. Here it says, because they are talking about all these different kinds, I will link the link so you can look it up for yourself if you're interested in what all these rare earths are about. We're not going to discuss that for the video's sake. The risk of military lionize. I think I pronounced that incorrect, but anyway. 70% of the rare earth compounds in the US defense industry rely on Chinese imports, and if the regulations continue, its F-35 production line may be shut down within 6 months. Lockheed Martin has begun hoarding samarium cobalt magnets, and the inventory can only be maintained for 3 months. And if that doesn't sound like music into your ears, then I don't know what will, because the lesser the United States has a capability to attack other nations, the better it is for the rest of the world. Third country, pressure. China has warned South Korean companies to face sanctions if they resell parts containing Chinese rare earths to US military companies. This move cuts off the path of the United States through the curved procurement of allies. So probably South Korean companies were doing that, not surprised since they want to bow down to the US empire. Legal weapons, the rare earth management regulations implemented in October 2024. So this is not just coming out of the blue, right? This has been coming all along. The rare earth management regulations implemented in October 2024 strengthened the supervision of the entire industrial chain, requiring exporters to provide end-user certificates to prevent rare earths from flowing into the military field. So it is all about national security, and I think there's no American that could disagree with China's decision, including victim blaming Bessent. Why do I say blaming Bessent? It's because it is them who started an entire trade war. It is them who are a threat to China's national security. And now when China is stepping up the plate and says, oh, that's going too far, we are going to defend ourselves, you are calling them against the rest of the world? What? This is insane. Let me know what you all think of this in the comment section. Do you think China is right? Do you think China is wrong? Do you think China is contributing to peace? Or is it really what Bessent says, China versus the rest of the world or against the rest of the world? Or is actually China benefiting the rest of the world? Who knows? I think you already know my standpoint. I think it is wonderful. I think they're doing a great job for world peace. No more F-35s coming from the United States. Only have to take a couple down and then the world will be at peace. This is your favorite Half Chinese. Please like, share, and if you have not yet, then follow. And as always, have a great day.